Okay, I'm here, and I'm really here. I accidentally hit the go live button when I wasn't ready to go live. So thanks for you, those of you who said, Judy, are you there? Are you there? Now I'm really here. So, Judy Tuttle here with Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I'm here for our third day of our A Child is Born craft along class. And I'm excited to show you our final card. It's a really sweet, fun fold card that I think you're going to enjoy. Those of you who got the kit ahead of time, we're on the very last card. Hi, Christina. Hi, Tony. I'm here. Christina, sorry about the faux pas earlier, but I'm here. I hit the go live button when I wasn't ready yet to go live. So there you go. All right, so let's try to get through this. Hi, Laura. Thanks for joining me. I'm excited to show you the card, but there's some important deadlines coming up this Friday that I want to make sure that you all know about. Okay, so the most important thing is if you have thought about joining a team, if you would like to be a Stampin' Up on a Stampin' Up team and get a discount of 20% on all your future purchases. This is the best join special we have ever had. It ends in 2 days. I think everyone should join. It's just that great of a deal. This bottom one is the best one, $35. And you get $125 worth of anything you want, okay? $90 free. You can also get $90 free with this one at the top. $35 for $125 though is the best deal of them all. And you can always get 20% off after that off of all your purchases. And you have until the end of April to reach that first $300 minimum order to remain a demonstrator. $300 every 3 months. So that's $80 a month when you think about the discount. Some of you easily spend at least $80 a month. So it's so fun. You get to be a part. The best part of it is get to be a part of my Stampin' Up, Tuttle Up Stampin' Up community. And we are a group of crafters that just have a great time together, inspiring each other and enjoying each other's company via in-person and over Zoom. I have Zoom meetings every month for my team. My team all get all of my PDFs for free. So you guys, so much positive here. Think about joining a team for $35 and being able to be a part of that at least until the end of April. Okay, so that ends on Friday. Friday's the last day. Also ends on Friday is registration for my breast cancer fundraiser. You get that Love and Courage stamp set included. You can switch it out for another stamp set if you want. But this fundraiser, as you guys know, is very near and dear to my heart. And I would love to sell as many kits as I possibly can get in people's hands. Beautiful, beautiful cards, a little album, a memory album that you can make for someone who's fighting breast cancer. The person fighting breast cancer can make it for themselves as a memory album of their journey, however you want to use it. It is a beautiful little album. Hopefully I will be able to show it to you by Friday. Next, that is not the most important. The most important next one is that the early bird pricing for my November craft along ends this Friday. That's where you can get $5 off the regular fee if you register early. Okay, so the registration for early bird pricing, you have 2 more weeks after that to still register, but to get the best deal, you need to register by Friday. Okay, that is all I'm going to talk about today because I want to get right to crafting. Let's tuttle up and let's start crafting. Okay, so I'm going to go to my hands here. I just want to show you what everybody who participated in the craft along got in their kit and what you can still get in your kit if you choose to buy it this week. You just obviously won't have it ahead of time, right? The registration link will be up in the description and you can register there after this video is over, but you get a whole roll of this Misty Moonlight and Silver edged ribbon. It's very festive. A full container of the gold shaker stars, and it's pretty deep. It's a deep container, so lots of good going on there. You get a half a pack of the Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper. These are the papers that we have used on all of our cards this week. You get a quarter a pack of this glimmer paper that coordinates with the Peaceful Garden paper. It's made to go together. Okay, get a quarter pack of that. And you can add on the Child is Born stamp set if you need it. But you do need it, obviously, to complete the cards if we have design. Okay, I'm going to show you the cards that we already made this week. And then we'll get started on today's card. So you get in the kit everything to make 2 of each design. So there's one of them. Here's the other one with the Holy Family. Here's another one with the Holy Family in the glimmer paper and the arches. I love that one. And this is one of our fun folds that opens like this and then like that with the vellum on the inside. My friend Monica suggested we put DSP here. If it bothers you that the glue is showing, you can always cut a piece of DSP and put it on top of those panels there. It doesn't bother me that bad because I think people are paying attention to this over here. So if that's the 4th card. So these are the 4 cards that we have made so far. Okay, those there. Your kit comes with everything to make 2 of each card. Okay, our last card is another fun fold. And this is what it looks like. It folds like this, and it pops open, and inside, for unto us a child is born, and you see that manger. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I love the stars. I love the ribbon. I love the glimmer paper. All the elements are being used in this card here. Okay, so let's get started. We have a piece of Night of Navy here, and we've scored it so that these panels on either side kind of accordion a fold, front and back. All the measurements are in the PDF, so if you want to make more of these after you have the kit, you can make more. So I'm just going to use my bone folder and press that down really well there. There we go. Okay, and then I have 2 pieces of the Designer Series paper, and we're using this piece that is the opposite side of the doves. It's kind of a crumb cake colored design, and this is going to go on either side panel here. So I'm going to grab my liquid glue. It's kind of a tight fit, so I'm going to use my liquid glue so that I can fit it perfectly on there and have a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, here's the first panel. There we go. And here's the second panel. So have you guys picked a favorite of the ones we've made so far? I'll put them all out on the screen when we're done. I'll put all 5 cards on there, and you guys can vote for your favorite. I have a favorite, and my favorite is based on simplicity and beauty at the same time. All right, so there we go. There's those 2 side panels. I do love them all. You hate to pick favorites, but sometimes we have favorites, right? Next, I have this piece of glimmer paper. It's the one that's more Night of Navy. There's another one that has a little bit of a secret sea, and another one that is like a cloud cover color. But this is the one that I'm going to place right here on the front panel of my card, but I only want to adhere it to this side, okay? So I'm adding Seal Plus only to this side right here, from there over, okay? And so I'm going to put this on the front, and I'm going to move it just slightly over a little bit more. to the very edge. There we go, right like that. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my ribbon, and I'm only going to do a loop of a ribbon like this. I'm going to kind of crisscross it. Let me cut it. And I'm going to crisscross it. There we go. Right like that. And it's just going to lay right like this on the front of our card. And so I'm going to grab some tear and tape here and just secure it in the center, because my panel that I'm putting on top will end up covering up a lot of this ribbon. It's just for a little bit of texture on top of that glimmer paper. So let me crisscross this right in the center here like that. I'm going to pull so that my loop is definitely not going to go off the edge. I can always cut off the ribbon on this side, right? But I want the loop to be correctly on that glimmer paper, right like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing to this other side. So you can still get a kit in the mail. I will put the registration link. If you have loved these cards, you can still get a kit. You just will have to do them and follow this video after you get your kit in the mail. The people who are getting the craft along get to do it in real time with me, okay? There we go. That's the benefit, right? Okay, so there we go. Now, what do I want to do next? I think I'll do the inside of my card next. So this is the white panel that's going to go on the inside, and it is 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. 3 3/8 by 4 1/8. I'm going to use my manger and my saying, "For unto us a child is born." We've got quite a bit of coloring on this one, so it is what it is. It's beautiful. I love coloring with our blends. And then "For unto us a child is born" is going to go right next to my manger right here. There we go. All right, so my hay is going to be Lemon Lolly blends. So I'm going to just color it in with the light Lemon Lolly first. Then I'm going to add my dark. Just shades of the dark here at the bottom and kind of around the edges of the top of the hay right there. Okay, there we go. The base of my manger is going to be crumb cake. So I'm going to start with light. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of dark. Everywhere there would be a little bit of shading. Then I'm going to come back in. Do you guys want me to zoom in a little bit here? Let's see what I can do. Let's zoom in just a tad. There we go. And I'm going to go back over all of this with my light again and kind of bring in blend in all those shadings of colors. Softens it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now this one is going to go inside my card right here. So I'm going to add, it's going to fit right in the center right there. Okay, so I'm going to add some Seal Plus to the back of that and press that down. And now I can work on the front of my card. Okay? So for the front of my card, I have a cloud cover panel and I have a white panel. On my white panel here, I'm going to stamp my Mary and Joseph. In Memento Black ink. And to fit the whole staff in, I'm going to bring this in a little closer to me here, okay? Better make sure I've got that fitting correctly. Yep. Okay, and right there in the panel, inside that panel, right like that. Perfect. My stars are going to be in crumb cake. They're going to go right up here in that corner, right like that. All right. Now, let's start coloring this top panel. Put my Memento Black away. So, how many of you out there have already made some cards using A Child is Born? I think it's a beautiful set. And I am one of those weirdos that actually likes it without the faces on it. But there are some people who really prefer it with the faces on it. So this one I will put faces on for you. Okay. I was telling people yesterday that I went to a local gift shop here. So I'm using pecan pie here for my Joseph's cloak, the outside of his cloak anywhere. And I'm just using a light to start out with. And coloring it all in with a light pecan pie. We'll go back over it with some dark and then light again. Same with this side over here. And just this little part right here. Okay, that's my pecan pie. Now I'm going to add some shading in with dark. Looks like a sandal to me right there. And here, let's just add some shading in here. All these little lines here that kind of just come together for Joseph's cloak. There we go. And then let's go back over it just a little bit with my light. Blend it all together. Get out any white spaces. Same over here. It'll sit and it'll blend really nicely here. Okay, now that is all I needed the pecan pie for. Okay, now the crumb cake, light and dark, is going to be Joseph's robe here, the center part of it. I should say his cloak. Okay. Add a little dark in the center. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you're here. You know where to find the videos when you need them, when you're ready to put together your projects. Well, I was early, Lisa. I didn't realize I'd hit live, and people were saying hello, hello, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I realized what happened, but it all worked out fine. So I'm here. I shut that one off and started again. So there we go. Okay, and then I also want Joseph's hair to be crumb cake colored too. Trying to use as few colors as blends, just enough to make everything work. Okay, so there's his hair. I also need to go back to the pecan pie. I'm going to use the dark pecan pie, and that is going to be his staff here. There we go. I'm going to come back to the faces in just a second. I'm going to hit Mary's hair with this crumb cake as well. And she's got a little bit of hair kind of coming down here like that. And then for Mary, I think I'm going to add some little shades of color. I know. Time zones confuse me too. Really, can we make fun of our friend Jeannie? Because every time she's in Boston, and every time we say, hey, we're going to Zoom together at 6, she's like, okay, what time is that? My time. Or, whatever. It's kind of funny. Okay, so then, what do I have? I have a cloud cover. That's Balmy Blue. I'm going to use cloud cover for Mary's robe here. Start again with the light. I really love the color of cloud cover. And we've all made it work with the ink pad problem, right? We've all gotten the re-inker and the spots, and it's kind of a shame we had to go through all that extra hoopla to be able to use cloud cover ink, but the blends work beautifully. There we go. And I'm going to add the shading in here with my dark. I still think her robe and cloak would be a little dirty, like I made it look yesterday with the watercolor pencils, because they did travel quite far. They probably didn't have changes of clothes, right? There we go. There's my cloud cover. I've got Balmy Blue for my baby Jesus. Right now for me here, Lisa, it's 5:23. 5:23. So I think we are an hour's difference, right? I feel like my friend Jeannie, who's in Boston, it's always an hour difference. Okay, there's my baby Jesus in Balmy Blue. And then I'm going to use the dark to kind of add to these folds here. Give a little dimension. Okay. All right. And now their skin. And so for their skin, I am using ivory. I have the ivory blend here. We actually have blends in lots of skin tones. Try to keep. Oh, well, if she's 2 hours difference in Tennessee, I think we are the same time as Tennessee because my friend Michelle and are the same time. We're both Central Time, but I also think it depends on where you're at in Tennessee, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Here's our skin tones here. This is ivory. You can go lighter. We have lots of different color skin tones. There we go. And then his hand over here, and then I think I have it all. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to add some faces on with a Secret C marker, and I'm going to use the fine tip on it here. Okay, and I'm just going to add some simple eyes right like that. Do the same thing with Mary. Mary's going to have a mouth right here. There we go. Baby Jesus. I'm going to have some little eyes and a sweet little mouth right here. Oops, that was a little crooked, but that's okay. He's grinning. He's like, watch out, world. I'm coming to save you. All right. So what we also did with this is we took our blender pen, and he does look like he's smiling a little bit, doesn't he? I love that. Okay, so I've got crumb cake on my blender brush here, and I'm blending the background around my Joseph and Mary, just so it's not quite so stark and quite so white, okay? So just adding a little crumb cake is going to really soften this up. Don't you agree? There we go. I love it. Okay. Ah, got it. Okay. So now, this is going to go on this cloud cover panel here. Just a little bit of an edge is going to show around the edge. Okay. Awesome. This is going to go on the front here. Now, I only want to adhere it. I kind of want to center it, but I also only want to adhere it on this side over here because I want to be able to open it like this. So I don't want it to adhere over here, okay? So what I'm going to do is add dimensionals to the Mary side of the panel. You see, where is that? Right here. Okay, and then I'm going to put a few dimensionals kind of right here in the center. Like that, okay? Then my panel is just going to adhere to the center of this panel here. Okay, so if you're watching and you love to craft and you love to stamp, thank you, Lisa. And you are not on a team. You should be, because there really is no strings attached. It really is the simplest way to save money. Honestly, I make more money if people just straight out buy from me. You save more money if you buy from yourself. Okay, so I want this because it's best for you. That's why I want this. Okay, isn't that cool how that opens up like that? I love that. Okay, so now the final thing we're going to do is add a sentiment and some stars, and then we will be done. So on this little piece of white, again, all the measurements are in the PDF, okay? Oh, come let us adore him. I'm going to grab my secret C, and I'm going to stamp it right in the center of this white little tiny panel strip here. There we go. Pop this up onto my card front. Goes right here. Pretty, right? And now all I need to do is add my stars, and I'm adding 5 stars to this project. Spread these out here. All right, so I'm going to put a star in the center of my big star here. There we go. I'm going to put a star kind of right over here. I'm going to add 3 stars on this side right here. Grab my Take Your Pick tool. Just start adhering them. Take Your Pick tool is great for loose embellishments like these, the ones that don't already have the adhesive on the back. And the reason these don't is because you can also use them in shaker cards, right? Okay. And then one more kind of right down here in that corner. And there we go. There is our last card. I'm going to pull out all 5 of them here. And show you what you get in the whole kit. If you haven't gotten your kit yet, you will get a make and take pack to make 2 each of the cards. If any of you have gotten my kits out there and are willing to do a little testimonial, let people know the efforts I put into the cards, card kits. Yay, Lisa, that sounds like fun. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out a little bit so that we can see all of them. Hi, Chris. Chris got the craft along early. Okay, so here are all the cards that we made for this craft along using the A Child is Born stamp set, the Peaceful Garden paper, and the star embellishments and the Misty Moonlight in silver ribbon. I love these cards. I hope you love them too. If you got a kit, I hope that you love them. And if you still would like a kit, you can still register in the link that I'll put in the description above, and you can get a kit in the mail next week. So I hope you guys love this. Thank you for joining me. And I will be back probably on Friday for some last minute reminders about the breast cancer fundraiser. The Gingerbread early bird pricing ends on Friday. And of course, the most important thing is that the Join Special ends on Friday. And you don't want to miss out on that. That is the deal of a lifetime. everyone should take advantage of it if you love to stamp. So think about it, and God bless, and I will see you back here very soon. Send me your love and your likes and share me out. That's always important as well. So bye bye. See you soon.